Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of On This Table. On This Table is brought to you by KINGSPRIMETV. This is the show where we'll bring you issues confronting life and the world at large, and of course bring possible solutions to these life issues. Okay, today I have a guest with me as usual, and we're going to be talking about having a university degree. Does it matter in becoming successful? So does having a university degree matter in becoming successful? Let's go on this quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
KINGSPRIMETV is a one-stop entertainment website for live sports, news, reality shows, and top-notch Nollywood movies. Log in to our website www.kingsprimetv.com or download our app on any of our iOS devices or your Android phones, any one of them. Just download and you get your movies and all entertainment stuff just the way you like it. Welcome again to KINGSPRIME TV.
Welcome back. With me in the studio is Mr. Samson Emenike. He's an actor and a businessman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You are really looking good. I'm just looking at this shirt. I'm just looking at this shirt.
What's my got to do now?
Okay, so let's talk about your fashion sense. Actually, you look good.
Thank you.
So, do you sell clothes? No. There's one name they call them. Wait. Are you a fashion designer? Yes.
No. I wouldn't say I'm a fashion designer. I would say I'm a very stylish person. Yes, and it comes with the demand on the job. Okay. But the good thing is I have a brother who is into designing. So most of my wears, he styled me for this show. As I was coming, I told him I need to hook me up on something, and then he styled me, and then I had to wear it.
Hey, dear brother, I want to be styled though. You're looking so good. Okay, so we're going to be talking about having a university degree. Does it matter in becoming successful? So first of all, let's go to your educational background. You have a formal education.
Of course, yes.
So what did you study in school?
I studied theatre and film studies from the University of Port Harcourt.
Hey, UPTH. Hey, what's the name of that place? Is it Crab?
Yes. I'm a crabite.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so which means so are you currently using your certificate?
Yes, but there's a twist to that question because when you say using my certificate, the kind of profession I'm into, you don't apply with your certificate per se. It's what you have done over time that speaks for you. Yes. They say you are as good as your previous job. So yes, I'm happy to say that I am still working in the line of what I studied in school. But like I said, not necessarily you have to go and submit your certificate somewhere. You only are being rated as far as you have been able to do some good jobs in time past. So that's just how it is. Okay, so
let me just quickly ask. Now, going through the formal education, going to the university, does it really matter, considering the fact that what the society throws at you now? Do you think going to school should be the number one thing?
I don't necessarily think so. I think gaining education does not necessarily mean you have to be in the first sphere of an academic world. You need to gain knowledge. If the question is, do you need to be knowledgeable? Yes, but going to school, especially in this side of the globe, you don't necessarily have to be a university graduate to be successful. But people, especially in this side of the world, people put a great importance rather to anybody who has gone to university. You see questions like they'll ask you, what school did you graduate from? And then when you say, no, I didn't go to any school, but I have a handwork or something.
Yes, that's true.
This person is less likely going to be a successful person. Yes. So, but I think it's not necessarily you going to school. It's about you gaining knowledge on a particular profession or skill.
Okay. So if there's so much advantage attached to learning a skill, so what is the point going to school?
Well, we cannot entirely rule out the essence of going to school, because there's something going to school does for you. We have to look at it from the social part of it. You get to meet people, you get to interact, and that is why when you graduate from the university, you are not only certified based on documents, you are given certificate in character and in learning. So that tells us that being in the school environment has a long way in affecting your morals as a person, and which is important in our day-to-day lives. That is why you see people tell you that you act like someone who has not been to school or who is not in the university, because there's a certain belief that being under that umbrella or in that environment has a way of affecting your morals as a person. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it also tells how successful you're going to be at the end of the day. So it's a personal decision. But however, being in the school environment is important.
Okay, I mean, if it's 100% certain that not going to school can guarantee your success, I'm just asking, why do you still have to go to school? Why do you have to waste money to pay school fees or buy books or do something?
I'm going to be very practical here.
Okay.
You see, it's a mentality, especially in this side of the globe. You see, we have people who are trying to prove a point. I must say, they're trying to prove a point. You have families where they tell you we don't have a graduate. So because of this, that's your uncle in the village must know that a graduate came out of
Yes,
family.
that's true.
So at the end of the day, you see people are just going to school for their family. They're not going to school because they want to go to school. So that is just it. People are not actually going to school because they feel, okay, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, and then I should go to school and acquire knowledge. They are going just for the basis of a certificate. That's why we have lawyers who are doing POS. We have I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth.
I'm sorry, but
yes, it has become a trend to see people who study a particular profession, but they are doing absolutely nothing close to what they studied in school. So that's just the society we live in.
Okay, so now people say that you shouldn't rely on your certificate, that you have to create something else for yourself. So I'm asking, now, you creating something else for yourself, I mean, isn't it wise to just go to school? Assuming I want to be a POS attendant, or I want to run a POS shop, and I want to go to school. I mean, isn't it wise to say, okay, I want to go to school and then learn that thing that I want to do? I want to learn how to be a POS attendant. Why do I have to go and study something else and then come back and then come out and do something else?
Yes, I won't 100% answer this question if I don't delve into the academic system of our country. Needless to say that we have people who are doing well as a result of going to school, but the academic system in our country has failed. And I say that because, you see, so many persons have had their dreams twisted because they had to write JAM for 5 times, or because they applied for, or they had intention to apply for medicine, and one way or the other they were given fishery. You can see the big gap. Someone who wants to be a medical doctor and ends up studying plant and science biotechnology. At the end of the day, you are just going to school because you feel some way or somehow you need to identify with the society as a learned person.
Yes, that's true.
Exactly. So you see, if you want to do, for instance, if you want to be a fashion designer, let me use that for an instance. Because you think that if you don't go to school, people won't take you serious. When you say, okay, they will say, let me use the word, you are just a dradra or an obioma teller. So you feel, okay, let me go to school, have that certificate, and then go into what I want to do. Whereas they forget that you can actually go and learn this skill, be good at it, and start off. It does not make you a lesser person from someone who has gone to school. It's self-determination in place. You have to decide, okay, if I want to be this, I have to be good at it. I have to go to the highest length to be good at that particular thing. Honestly, minding what society is going to say about me. Because honestly, the academic system has failed us. It has actually failed. There's no commensurate effort on their part to make you go to university, for instance. Now, I studied acting in school, but I had to merge makeup, acting, costuming as a course. Whereas this could be diversified. It could have an acting class, it could have a makeup class, and also a costume class. But because the academic system is trying to just force things together and just have people go to school, graduate, and come out and wait for the next set of persons coming, they put all these things together. At the end of the day, you just do it for doing sake. You write exams, pass, and have your certificate.
So, but don't you think that merging acting, costume, and makeup is just preparing you for the future?
I won't necessarily say so, because these are very, very vast topic. There are things, there's a work an actor has to do that a makeup artist has to do for him or her to be able to do that work.
I mean, if you're not acting,
Yes.
you can become a makeup
Exactly.
artist.
But what happens when you don't have the ground knowledge of a makeup artist? You just have the basis.
Okay.
So if you're supposed to do a makeup effect, but in school you weren't taught, or you just had a theory part of it, you were not grounded in that aspect, you were just taught, okay, this is what you have to do. As in, if you don't have that extra learning on your own part, you won't deliver on the job. So it's not just saying I learn makeup and costuming in school. Are you grounded? Can you costume a production? Can you draw a costume chart for a production? So you see, sometimes when people will say I'm an actor, I can direct too, I can produce. I tell them no, you have to. You cannot be jack of all trades, master of none, because that's what the university system is doing. You see people say I'm an engineer, but you can't even fix a bulb, and that's bad. So you have to be direct in the particular area you want to be, and make sure you come out at the best of it.
Okay. So having a university degree, does it make you less or more successful?
No. We have heard of the Mark Zuckerberg, the what would I call them? The what's the Microsoft guy again? Bill Gates. Yes, we've heard about them. They didn't go to school. But what I tell people is, don't say like the popular cliche, school na scam. You can only qualify to say that when you have actually gone to school. Because the next person telling you school na scam might even have a master's degree. And he's telling you that based on the fact that he has gone to school and he has seen the fact that I need to get an extra knowledge aside. We live in a tech world now. It's not necessarily about you being going to study engineering or medicine or law. We have people who sit in the confines of their home and they are making serious money. So that is it. It's not about going to school. But going to school, like I said, is not necessary. It's not important, but it's necessary because, like I said, you have the social aspect of it. There are people who are made, who have been made based on the persons they met in school, the people they could affiliate with, they could relate with when they were in school. And that was what made them in life. So the social sphere is very important, going to school, but it's not a necessary factor to be successful.
Okay, so the conversation still continues. Let's go on this quick break. We'll be right back. My name is Bukola. I'm a dedicated wife. I'm blessed with 2 beautiful children. I am the creator and the creative director of In Between I Stand. And the beautiful thing about the King's Prime TV is it's an app. I can decide to use it on my television. I can decide to use it on my phone. And of course I have an iPad. I can decide to use it on my iPad. There is no boring moment with the King's Prime TV, especially the way it gets me close to my culture day by day. I'm a busy mom and sometimes I just want to be on my bed alone with my laptop watching the King's Prime TV. It is the best thing ever. And I'm not connected to just one aspect of the King's Prime TV. I could decide to watch TV shows like The Big Nigerian Wedding or probably go for a series. Lots of beautiful things on the King's Prime TV.
In Africa and beyond, more and more people are finding King's Prime TV a rich hub for entertainment. With a monthly subscription fee as low as $7.99 US, you too can enjoy seamless, world-class HD entertainment that will inform, educate, entertain, and enthrall you. Join us today. Visit KingsPrimeTV.com to enter into a whole new dimension of entertainment. King's Prime TV. Entertainment just the way you like it.
Welcome back. Okay, so I'm just going to ask this very direct question.
Yes.
Why do you need to be educated?
Education in this aspect has to deal with knowledge. Knowledge is light. Knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is even more power. Now, people feel, or there's this obnoxious idea that education has to be when you wear your school uniform, you go to school, even some parents pay keen importance to going to the best schools. And I tell people it's not about, I have colleagues who went to government school and then they are still doing very well. So it's not necessarily about going to school per se. It's the fact that you have this belief and you have this determination that, okay, if I find myself in this place, I have decided I'm going to make the best part out of it. So that is what it is. It's not about going to school or going to school for the sake of just being an educated person. You can be educated and still be an illiterate because you don't have the insight on basic things or basic knowledge. So for me, I think it's rather the knowledge that should have more importance than just going to school. So education for me is knowledge, not being in the four corners of a university or a school.
Okay. So how does the knowledge, how does your knowledge of what you studied, I mean, how does it affect you right now?
Very, very greatly. It does. It does because as an actor, I have been able to dive into different professions. Today I could be a doctor. Tomorrow I could be a mechanic. Maybe next tomorrow I could be a president. Now, from all these different works and professions, I've been able to gather different informations about life. You see, acting is reacting.
Yeah.
That means my ability to be able to respond to a particular situation should come from a place of either experience or learning. For instance, I'll give a practical instance now. If I am with a friend and we are walking and mistakenly he falls off and he's not responding, because I'm an actor and I've been in the what would I call it now? I've been opportune to act as a doctor. I know the basic things to do to be able to help a friend. So you see why acting is gross. It covers, it pans to different areas of life. So yes, yeah, I've also met people. It has availed me the opportunity to meet people that has either aided me or taught me a particular thing at a particular point in life. So my profession has grossly aided me.
Okay. So if you have a child today, will you let your child have a university degree or have a skill or have both?
I think I would just guide. For me, it's going to be guiding because I will tell you why. Growing up, my parents did not laugh or buy the idea of me going to study acting. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to do law. Yes, they felt you would in the family gathering you would come off as a more serious person when you say I am barrister so and so.
Yes, or even a medical doctor.
Exactly,
yes.
Exactly. At some point they felt okay, even if you're not going to do law, why not go into mass communication? They let us say okay, you're a TV presenter on air personality. But as much as I admired those professions, I knew deep down I had to do something that. And there was a word my sister told me, which is she's part of the reasons why I am into acting. She called me one morning and said, you want to do law, but you have to do something that even when they wake you in the thick of the night, you can be able to deliver. And then it struck on me that I have always acted from a very tender age, from primary, nursery. I even had the popular name Easy because of acting. So I had to go with that. And then it came off easy. Theory-wise, while in school, I didn't have to struggle to be able to assimilate what I was being taught in school because this is something I had passion for, and then I had to just go on with it. So I wouldn't necessarily tell my child or my son or daughter to say, okay, this is what I want you to do. I will let you play out what God has embedded in you, and then I could only give you advice and guidelines.
Okay, so you know that back in the day, our parents held school as a very sacred thing, and if you don't go to school right now, I don't know. I don't know as of right now, but back in the day, if there was no degree attached to your name, they just look down on you.
Yes, I said earlier about the what I call I better pass you mentality. You see, most persons they try to prove a point. I'll use our Igbo setting for instance. When they say in Mazi Intoka's family, they have doctors, they have lawyers. It's in our family. Why shouldn't we? And you say you want to go and learn tailoring. Why? God forbid. In my own family, no, you have to. So you see, they were always trying to prove a point as against trying to find out what this individual can do and can make him come out or bring out the light of that family. You see, so it was a tussle between. We had to prove a point. And then again, people feel, or should I say, there's this feeling that when you go to school, you are bound to be successful, or at least you could be successful. Not knowing that it's not about going to school, because it involves a whole lot of things. Going to school is one thing, and then being able to be good at what you have gone to study. We have in the school environment, for instance, that we have courses like let's use medicine for instance, where they have to operate on patients, and with all these basic facilities are not even put in place. People just go to school, study, and say I'm a medical doctor, but they cannot even show in practical work. So it's not about going to school for me. I feel you necessarily have to let that person discover what he wants to do first, and then go to arm's length to make sure the person gets the commensurate learning or facilities to boost that person's efforts to be good.
But I mean, let's be very realistic now.
Yeah.
Assuming, okay, I'm here.
Yes.
And then I don't have a formal education, but I am good at what I do.
Yes.
How would you look at me?
Sincerely, knowing what I know now, I would look at you the same way I would look at someone who went to university. Because for me, it's what you are able to deliver, not your certificate or what you have on paper. When you go for interviews, they ask you practical questions, things you've done. They can even ask you, okay, from your former place of work, what are the things you did to advance your former company or organization? You can't tell them when I was in school, I had an A, I scored all A's. Funny enough, there's this trend that is going on now where they say people who, a first class student in, I can't mention the name of the university, was given 1,500 naira, while someone who is on Big Brother is aiming to get millions of naira. Now, what is the difference? You go to school, you get a certificate, but in Big Brother, you're showcasing your talent, what you can do, what is ready for consumption as of now. So it's not necessarily because you are a shoemaker that I should look you less than someone who went to university. The only way is in your character. That's why I said even when you go to university, they give you a certificate in character and in learning. If you have a bad character as a cobbler, then I might look down on you or give you that commensurate attitude based on your character. But if you are good to go, you deliver on your job, you are presentable, why should I look you less than someone who went to university?
Okay. So let's talk about you now. You studied your passion.
Yes.
What so? Now, and then you're into business, you're into something else.
Exactly.
So why are you not feeding with what you studied? Why? No, because, I mean, right now you're talking about passion, that passion is the main thing. Passion should be the driving force. So why aren't you surviving based on what you studied?
That's a very tricky question, but then I would answer it as honest as I can. When I was in film school, one of the facilitators asked a question. He said, what is your reason for wanting to be an actor? So many persons gave answers. Some people said, I want to be famous. Some people say passion. Some people say, they told me in my house that I can act. And then he said, we were all wrong. He said, first and foremost, the reason why you want to be in this job is because you need to survive. And then that answers the question. Yes, I am into acting. But you see, the system, the industry in a whole does not, what's the right word now? Does not give you that, does not accord you the pay of what someone who has been doing the job for years would. You understand? And that also comes to the fact that you can do your job out of passion, but you should have a work that will facilitate your spendings. And that is why I'm not just only an actor, I'm into business. Now, I was supposed to go on set because we have a failed industry. I'm supposed to play the character of a prince. And now the costumer just feels that, okay, she can bring any shabby looking clothes. Now, I have passion for my profession and I want to be the best at it. If I don't have money on my own part to provide little costume for myself, because I know I am a brand, I'm trying to project a face, not waiting for the costumer to give me the right costume. I have to use my own money to get my costume. At the end of the day, the accolades might even go to the costumer, but someone watching would say, okay, this guy looks good. I want to, use him for another job. So if I don't have a side hustle, let me use the word hustle, that is giving me income to fund my brand, how do I go about it? So do I have to wait till when I start getting paid good money to start looking good or be on set? So let's assume I was coming for this show now. I don't have money and I don't have clothes. And I'm coming here to tell somebody that acting is a good profession because I have to project my brand. And I'm looking all shabby and dirty. You won't believe me. It's just like somebody who is selling a book that talks about how to be a billionaire. And you yourself, you're not a billionaire. Exactly. So you can't entirely. You will get to it. You will get to that point, no doubt. If you are good at what you do, you will get to a point where you will feed off of your profession. But once you get there, you have to do other things that can help you and assist you.
Okay. So Ella, you talked about a doctor, now a POS attendant, which is, I mean, is not really a cool thing. So what do you think the government should do?
Even though I know they might not take this advice.
Just say it, you never can tell.
I think we should pay more or they rather, the government should pay more attention to skill acquisition. They say it, and it's so funny that even in our NYC camp, there's something they call Sahid or
Saeed,
something.
yeah.
You can't expect someone to learn something under few days. They should. What I'm saying in essence, they should be a power starter, so to say, set up that would advance the promotion of skill acquisition. The way people should go to university and learn a professional course, people should go to a school, an institution, whatsoever, and learn how to be a tailor,
Okay.
or how to be a cobbler,
Okay.
or carpenter. That way we'll take more people off the streets. Because the funny thing is, in as much as our academic system has failed us, they are not even, it's not everybody can afford going to school. I know how many people who say, I really want to be in university, but I cannot afford it. Let me go and do ND. And some of them end up doing, and they cannot go further than HND. So it's difficult for people out there. But I believe that if you can make this skill acquisition available in the minimalist form, people will be able to get off the street and do things for themselves.
Okay. So somebody said something about NYC. That instead of sending people to go for national, to go to other states and then do NYC,
Yeah.
why don't you use that 1 year to teach them how to get skills?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Of course. I wouldn't want to say or oppose that the whole essence of NYC is just an activity. I wouldn't want to say that, because I mean some persons have retained jobs based on the fact that they went to NYC, got employed, and then they got detained, or they got the job at the end of the day. But I would say it's not what's important now. It's more or less not hitting the nail on the head. That, like you said, that money, that time, whatever they use to set up that program can be used to help people learn skill. Okay, how about instead of us going to the camps, marching, doing parade here and there, how about you say, okay, after your 4, 5, 6 years of going to university, there's a program, let's still use NYC, a program called NYC. If you feel you want to learn a skill for that same term of 1 year, you can apply. And government will pay you to at least, so at the end of the day, when you are done with the course, you can start up something for yourself. Good and fine. Instead of having people just go to NYC camp and then at the end of the day, they get salaries. And most people don't even know what they use the money for. So it's better government they should honestly look into the area of skill acquisition. It's very important.
Okay, so on another thing I really want to ask, don't you think that because there's no much provision of jobs, that's why people do something entirely different from what they studied in school?
Exactly, I agree with you to a very high extent, because it's the necessity of having to eat and be alive and survive, in quotes.
Survival,
people,
yes.
Survive. People have to look for alternatives. That's why you see someone who studied, like I said, medicine, doing POS, or someone who studied engineering is a boat driver, because they have to eat. And you see, there's one spirit about the Nigerian cities or the Nigerian people: we always must survive. We always have to survive. We have to, if you keep a Nigerian man amidst any other person, they will look for a way to make money off of those people. It's a spirit, and I think if the government can stamp on that spirit of survival and create opportunities for people. Let me tell you something that I feel. I think it's because of the necessity or the high importance they placed on going to school, not education, that has made people spend hard-earned money going to school. At the end of the day, they still delve back to do something that is off of what they studied. Because of the importance. You see nowadays, they want to look for it. They'll tell you people adverts, if you have a BSc in so and so thing. How about you say if you have been a cobbler for 5 years, we are looking for a cobbler in so and so company. You will see people even people that have certificates will leave a certificate and go and apply. So you see that at the end of the day, we would even breed more entrepreneurs than people who just sit in an office and wait for salaries to come at the end of the month, and then Nigeria will be a better place. People and it also aids your creativity as a person, because I don't have to go and sit in an office with a shirt and tie. I have to create, because you also have a competition in the market. I have to create more means of being demanded more than my neighbor. People will be able to create and be creative. So the government has to look into that area and not just going to school.
Okay. So what role do you think parents need to play?
Well, parents have to be some sort of guardians. They have to guide their ward or their children, because most parents end up trying to make sure that their kid or their ward becomes something that they did not do. I had a friend who told me that her mom, by all means, told her that she must be a nurse because she herself she dreamt of being a nurse and she didn't become one. So by nook or cranny, you must be a nurse. And what if this person does not have the flair for that? Maybe she wants to go into fine art. So you see, parents should not, and I feel parents should not enforce their decisions. It should be some sort of discussion. Okay, I think in our world today, tech is blooming.
Yeah.
Have you thought about going into programming or web designing? The kids should say, I have not, but I feel like I can play football. Good. You can still tell the kid, okay, whilst you're playing football, can you take a 2 or 3 months program on web designing? Some way, somehow, he might develop passion for it. But not necessarily saying you must go and do this or that.
Okay.
It should be it should be a discussion. It shouldn't be a direct order to say, okay, you must go and study law or medicine.
Okay, all right. So, everybody has a role to play.
Exactly.
Let's go on this quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
King's Prime TV, your one-stop entertainment platform for live sport, news, top-notch Nollywood movies. Please log on to www.kingsprimetv.com or download our app from the Google Play Store or iOS to get entertainment just the way you like it.
Welcome back. This is the segment I love most because the segment we always have to unwind after having a very intense conversation. Okay, so this is the Normie segment. I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions and you're going to give me your honest answer. So the first one, Fufu or Gary? Let's start with that. We are Nigerians.
Gary,
why?
See me now, I have weight, so I have to cut down. Even if there was another option, I would have chosen it not between Gary and Fufu. Yes, probably Semo, Pando. Because I'm trying to keep fit for the fans.
Hey, be ready, fans, be ready. Okay, so okra and egusi.
Egusi. I hate okra.
Why?
I detest.
Okra.
I'll tell you for free. My mom had to buy a special plate for me to eat okra for the first time. I hate okra.
Really? Why? Because it's
I don't know. I don't have a reason why I don't like it. But yeah, I would choose egusi 10 times to okra.
Okay. Jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof, Nigerian jollof. So.
Oh goodness! Okay, meat or fish?
Meat.
Really?
Yes. I also don't like fish. Yes, if I must eat fish, it must be fried.
Wow.
I'm very
weird. Okay, casual or corporate?
Depending on the occasion.
Okay.
Yes, I could go casual, I could go corporate.
But most of
the times, because I attend functions a lot, corporate.
Okay.
Corporate, yes.
All right. Shoes or sandals?
Depending on the occasion, because shoe can be very exhausting. Yeah, so I like going with easy wear, so just sandals or slippers or something.
Okay. Chocolate or ice cream?
2 of them. I will leave at least.
And you want to keep fit.
But at least that you must see at least. But chocolate.
Oh, okay. Strawberry or vanilla?
Vanilla. No. Strawberry. I'll go with strawberry. Yes.
Well,
my favorite fragrance for perfume is strawberry. Yes, so
okay.
Strawberry.
All right. Movies or sleeping?
Movies now. I like watching movies.
Okay. Cake or puff puff?
Cake.
You're not local at all.
I was not local, but I'm just a cake person. And that's why I take people, friends, their birthday, very, very important. I love cake.
Okay.
If I don't give anything for your birthday, I must make sure I send you a cake.
So how come my birthday passed and you did not give me?
So off camera, I will talk about that.
Phone call or SMS?
SMS. I will tell you, if you call me and you are talking and all you keep hearing is okay, just like the phone is on loudspeaker and I'm not close to my phone. You can even tell me something that concerns my life. I will just answer yes. I hate phone calls, text message or chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, soccer or wrestling?
Soccer. I'm a soccer for soccer. I love football.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's your team?
Man, you're a Manchester United fan.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay. Blues or hip hop?
Mm, blues, because I sing a lot, so blues, blues, yes, blues.
That's cool. All right. Favorite color?
Black,
What's going on now? Why is it that all my
black.
guests are
I'm
like
an
black?
African man. Black. I know black goes with anything. Black, my wristwatch black, my ring black, 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 black. So I'm
Everything
black,
black.
yes.
But I know that they say black is for people that mourn.
For me, black is a very significant color because black signifies the African struggle. Black signifies the authenticity of being an African man. Anywhere, anytime, black is the color. I would not choose any other color
Than
to
black.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to have this little tongue twister for you. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Let me try.
Okay, so we're going to say this really quickly. I'm going to say it. It's for fine fresh fish, phone fail.
What? that was more difficult than I expected. Come again.
Okay, for fine fresh fish, phone fail.
Okay, for fine fresh fish, phone field.
Yes.
How much am I supposed to say it?
7 times.
All right. Ready?
Are you ready? Take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1.
No, just say it again. Say the.
For fine fresh fish, phone fail.
Okay, 7 times. Okay.
Action.
For fine fresh field, phone field. For fine fresh field. God.
Okay.
For fine fresh. Oh, for fine fresh. For fine fresh field. Is it phone field?
For fine fresh fish, phone field. That's if you want fine fresh fish, phone field.
Okay, for fine fresh fish, phone field. For fine fresh fish, phone field. For fine fresh fish.
Yeah, no. Fast.
For fine fresh fish, phone field. Fine fresh fish, phone fish. Oh God.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
We really had an amazing time talking to you. Wow. I hope to see you again. Definitely, I'm going to call you. And then all the best in your career. Okay, guys, this is where we draw the curtain on this episode of On This Table. Do not forget, On This Table is exclusive to Kings Prime TV. You can catch us on all social media platforms at Kings Prime TV, and do not forget to follow us, like, comment, share, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kings Prime TV. You can also download the Kings Prime TV app. Go to the Google Play Store or the iOS Store and download the Kings Prime TV app. You have access to lots and lots of exciting movies, just the way you like it. Until next time, my name is Joy Dixon. Bye for now.